That's how I used to cut my hair on the sides. I used to keep it high and tight.
Yeah, Jay. I'm sitting in here practice just for you. I'm going to be shooting the J Secret 7.
Ready?
Yep.
Ready?
Set. I can't hit it that damn steep. That was pretty wicked. On a pass, have you?
No.
Good. You need it. Good job.
Danny coming?
Yeah. Or as far as I know, I'll text him and find out. I think Sterling called or texted. I think he's coming over, and maybe Terry Reed. He's going to try to get him to come with him. He said.
I told Brad and Greg the last 2 days, and I doubt they're coming.
Damn, you telegraphed that far enough ahead of time.
Hey,
Guess he just doesn't like winning. He's jacking around.
Guess he thinks I'm so old he needs to give me a 3-second telegraph where he's going.
yeah.
That's that Danny influence in him.
Yeah. Heck, somebody gives me the ball, man. I'm like, I'm going to make you pay for that.
Danny, I played something last night. Went out and looked at a couple other places.
Oh, Shayna told me to tell you, I guess it used to be Grubs, now it's what, 4th Street, or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
He said that the guy would probably be interested in putting tables in there.
and Old Grubs and such, huh?
Yeah.
That was one.
Is that the 4th Street bar or something?
The
I don't
club?
know what it is.
It's something like that. It's
I know
something
they
over there. It's
think-
called like 4th Street or something like that.
I was wondering if George Mayer still, or his family, or sons and stuff, still own that.
Well,
place.
Shayna said the owner or the manager or something comes into her shake shop all the time. She was talking about it. He goes, yeah. He goes, give us a holler. He goes, we might be able to put some tables in, or get somebody to put tables in there. I don't know if it's yours or somebody else's, but
Well, it's gonna end. It's. I thought maybe Bears Plus own their own tables, and they used to have two, so I thought maybe they had one in storage somewhere with their Jordan's tables.
yeah.
And having Jordan involved is not a sustainable deal because he won't chip in or anything.
Yeah.
Promotion.
Bruce.
Barely even.
Why? Okay.
So that's real good. I've got one of my grandkids, a 5-year-old, I think, keeps that shop.
So you're trying to do it. Just stroke it.
What do you mean? Of
Just
course I'm
barely
trying
do
to do
it.
it.
Just barely do it.
How
Bubby.
are you trying to do it? Let me ask you
See,
that.
you're moving it too fast.
What are you've got to you got to get the ball, the man on the far side of the ball. So how do you try to adjust it?
I just place it down in the middle and I just kind of pull and I kind of hit it at a corner. I kind of hit it at an angle. Like I'm trying to go and I kind of let it roll off and then I hit it.
Yeah, but you don't roll completely off the ball.
I do.
See?
Okay, now the way that you did that right there is definitely one way to do it, and you stay close to the ball, and you roll off and do
Yeah, it's
that
like that. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Okay, that's one way to get it to cut back in either direction. Another way to do it is you can, I don't know how much weight you put on the top of the ball. Do you put a lot of weight or a little weight?
Like most.
Well, okay, say you're hitting your long. One way that you can get out of it, get the ball to slow down on its lateral speed, is by lightening up on the down pressure. If you want to get the ball out deep, then bear down on that, and the ball is going to come with the man more. You're going to get more lateral in the ball-man relationship. With more weight on it, the ball's going to travel with the man further, which is going to get it out there. But when you lighten up, like for my middles, I have a real light touch to do a slice middle. Okay, another adjustment for that shot, for the rollover, is how far that ball is underneath your man or out here. If it's out here on the apex of the ball, the largest part of the ball, that's going to bring the ball with the man further, get more ball-man relationship to stay with the man. If you're under the man, the ball's under the man like this, okay, the contact on that curved ball is less, right? So the ball's going to be slower, the man's going to get out there in front of it in the ball-man relationship. So I adjust my strokes. That's one way I can adjust them, depending on how I'm shooting and what's going on with my shot. And then I don't know how you think about how you're actually shooting both your corners. What are you thinking when you go to the far side?
It's open.
Okay, so you don't think about how you're doing it at all.
No.
Okay, well, you spend enough time on the table, you need to be observing what the difference is when the ball's out here or when it's up under here, and what the reaction is to that same stroke, and just notice it. You don't have to try to manipulate it, but in working your middles and working that 6 or 7 over here like that, when I want to go deep, I throw the ball. That's what I have in my mind. For it works for me is I toss the ball out there, because I want the ball to get real deep and square and go to the far corner. When I roll off the ball, if I want to get to the ball, to the hole super quick, and with that, and show a different look, then I just roll down the ball like that, and within my shot, I don't.
See, the way I've been showing him how to shoot that, where he works on that cutback,
Yeah.
rock, but when you go to take off, it's not a pull, it's just and flip it. You know, I mean, you don't slow down or nothing, but you're not going quick to that side. You're just rolling off and flicking it. And that's why it comes around. When you go like this, you might come off the ball just a hair, but when you flip it, you're catching the corner of the ball, or slicing it kind of,
Right.
you know?
Well, you're getting the man away from the ball. That's what I feel. You're losing contact with the ball.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I was trying to show him there. I got to find my
Shine down and something with being human. Some love our weekends will Spotify rap this out, and the results are in. Who did you obsess over?
And it's just like when he's trying to quick shoot a lot of times, when I tell him, it's like, just slide down, because there's times where he'll go like this, take his hand off to go like this, slide down the bar.
Yeah, I've never lose contact with the ball.
Yeah, I mean, you go from
I
your
don't know.
hand to your wrist, like, no, it goes in the back.
Right here.
No, nah.
Okay. The other way to make an adjustment to your shot, I don't know if your shots do it, but everybody else will know the rollover. The rollover changes on them during a match, during a tournament, from one day to the next, from 1 hour to the next, just depending. Now, when you're on a rock, you've got a release point. If you're going push side and you start your shot on this half the ball, it'll get out there deep because you have a lot of man-ball contact when you get over there. If you're hitting the wall, then you don't want to start your push side from there. You want to start in your rock. You want to be right there when you start it, and it's just roll off the ball, and it'll shorten it up. The ball-man relationship will be there when you're hitting it instead of there when you're hitting it straight to the wall. And that goes for, if you just take what you consider to be your standard shot and just change the release point when you go from right there or to right there. If you're barely on that ball when you go, that man's going to be on that side of the ball when you strike it because the ball can't catch up with it. Right? So, and start observing what's going on. And a lot of times, that's getting the shot to be more complicated, but that's understanding the theory of the rollover too. The rollover seems like a real simple shot, but when you start thinking about release points or where you're going to be, when I call release is when you roll the ball and you release off of it to go into your rollover, what part of that round ball are you doing that on? If you're doing it deep, what I call deep in the ball, that would be going push side, would be if I started my shot right there. Now, that's what I call deep. That's what I call shallow. And it's two different strokes, two different effects. Now that's something that when you're defensing somebody, you want to watch for that too. If they suddenly are running a bad set and it's way up under the man right there, that ball has about a 75% chance it's going to cut back in whichever side he's going, because he doesn't have much ball man, so the ball's not going to move far and the man's going to get away from it faster. So if you see somebody that's been setting out on the top of the ball like this, they've been getting deep on you in the corners, and then they get a shallow one, then you can better look for a cutback, because they're going to still be doing the same stroke as they were when the ball was out here, and they're going to have two different effects. Your shot's the same way. A lot of people don't look at it that closely of what's going on. That's one of the things, like when Tony is tapping the ball, he's positioning the ball this way to manipulate the defense, right? But if you'll watch real close, he's also moving the ball from what I'll call deep under the man like that to further out like this. And if you don't catch that on him, then that's a good tell about what he is most likely fixing to be successful doing. If he's walking that ball and he's walking it out like that, then you pretty much think he's going to get square on you wherever he goes. He's going to get deep. If he's walking it back into the man like that, shallow, then he's going to cut it. And he understands the ball-man relationship as far as the position of that ball and the man very well. And he uses it, and most people don't ever notice that that's what he's doing. But to block somebody like Tony, you have to know if you can't figure out what he's thinking, what he's trying to do, and how he's manipulating that ball, it's really, really hard to block him. And that goes for anybody, any good 5-row, or anybody's good shot, even their pull shot. Because the same thing goes to the pull. If you've got a guy that is setting up just like that, on his pull, and all of a sudden his back here is going to change where that ball is liable to go, because the ball-man relationship is different on the stroke. It's 3-3, so it's my drop, right?
It was in the back.
It
That's where you had it, yeah.
was in my 3-man.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
It's in your back. You ready?
Set. What?
So that's going to cost you now. Good block. But you practice enough and spend enough table time, you should get to know your rollover and know all those little things that I was telling you about. That's what will take you over the edge of to having a really good or great rollover. And if you start noticing that stuff with other people's rollover, you'll see the best rollovers are using one of those things, ball-man relationship. And in this whole game, ball-man relationship is real important.
And my results were kind of as expected. Yes, I obsessed over sleep token all year.
I don't know how I blocked that 5-minute shot.
I don't know how you did either. But good luck on this one. You ready?
Set.
I'm surprised that there was more, Polyphia or Periphery in there too. But maybe those are just days I was in a mood. I don't know. But Spotify has also dropped the most streamed artist in 2023, and to nobody's surprise, it's Taylor Swift. In fact, overall top artist album songs, all dominated by pop music. It would be cool though if you could see an actual top artist and songs within our genres and subgenres, rock, metal, alternative. They have a rock list. It's like Foo Fighters, Metallica, Paramore. It's the expected ones, and then from there, it doesn't really give you any information. So, I mean, good for the pop artists,
Set.
but I want to know what my people are listening to, Where's my metalcore top list? That's what I want to see. So go check your rap now if you've been listening to Spotify all year. Post it up on social media. He'll tag us, show us what you've been listening to.